Yeah, I mean, you always want to play against good defenses, and there's a lot of them in this league. So we can do it against them. We can do it against anybody. That's the type of mentality you go into games like this with. But you know it's going to be hard. But we never back down from a challenge. So we're going to try to get it going.
What do you see? Let me ask you this: what do you see about the running game that the dam is about to break, so to speak?
About their running game?
Yours.
Oh shit! My fault. We're always just one or two guys away. It sounds so simple,
Sure.
But people know we want to run the ball, so people are gonna want to stop that. Try to make us one-dimensional. We try to do our best every game not to let that happen. Either one way with the passing game or the run game, but it happens sometimes. So we just got to refocus, come out, and it's another game this week.
Kerryon, you're an accountable guy. How often are you that one guy that's away on a play defense?
Oh yeah, I've got mine in there, and thing about me is I've never been afraid to admit that. I tell them that, I tell you guys that, I tell my teammates that. Hey, if I mess up, especially Arizona, there's 3 runs I messed up. Last game, there's 2 I messed up. I can't make the perfect read every time, but I try my best, and as long as you're upfront about that, it's something that your teammates can trust you on.
When you say mess up, or you mess up, away from being a 5 or 8 yard run, or you think that's like a 20-yard run?
Well, I won't know because I messed it up. So, I mean, it's just no way of telling. Somebody may miss a tackle, and it may turn into a big run. That's the sad part about it is with the run game, you just really never know. Some guys, people just don't tackle. Sometimes people just don't tackle. So when you mess up, you blow that chance, which is the hurtful part, especially in a game like that. We're already struggling to run. You really can't afford that mistakes, but it happens.
Has that been one of the biggest things missing from the run game, is the explosive plays, the big
Yeah, I mean, we've always, even in the Chiefs game when we did really well, there's no dramatic big, but we're getting them in the passing game. So as long as we're getting them from somewhere, that's the good part about it. But we definitely would like to rip a couple long ones. But as long as we're trying to get there and fighting hard, that's all you can ask for.
What are those carries on first and goal, second and goal? Like Frank Ragnow referred up front as it's pure caveman.
Yeah, it's
what's it like for you?
Yeah, for me it's just a lot of big dudes, a lot of people bigger than me, going very fast and very angry at each other. Then I'm gotta find the smallest crease to try to squeak through. And sometimes you pick out somebody that you want to follow. For me, when Nick's there, I usually end up, hey, I'm going to follow Nick. Hopefully he takes me in there. And last game, he ended up doing that. And that's just kind of something that, it gets pretty violent down there.
And when you carried 3 straight times, what's the third carry
I better get in or I'm never getting the ball again. That's the way I think. Especially the first time you get the ball on third down, they expect you to get in, but they do it on fourth. And that for me, that's like, hey, either I'm gonna get in or I'm gonna suck. So
on the touchdown, you had one ref signaling touchdown, you had another signaling that it was down, that you were short.
Yeah.
I guess what was your perspective when you stood up? Did you see the guy signaling touchdown? Or
no, I just saw staff was signaling touchdown. So I'm like, better. Yeah, I mean, I was laying down in the end zone, so I'm like, surely I was in the whole time, right? And then I didn't even look at it on the video board. But yeah, I just saw staff signaling. Staff's pretty smart guy. So
what's the mentality you have to go over the top on those plays?
It's not something you really want to do because when you leave your feet, you have no power. But sometimes that's the only alternative. Like I said, there's a lot of people, and usually D linemen always want to go low, and it ends up just being bodies on bodies. Now you can't really run through, but you never really want to do that. It's dangerous, as we've always found out, and. But sometimes it happens.
You've had a couple of issues with ball security in the past couple of games. How do you go about addressing that going forward?
I practice on it. I mean, that's all I can do is most of those things are just focus issues. When I'm focused, I don't lose the ball. When I lose focus for a second or try to do too much, I let the ball get too low, I do. So, it's just something I focus on and work on.
So I guess how do you practice something like that specifically? Is there a drill that you can do to
You carry the ball high and tight the whole practice, which is what we worked on doing today. So shout out to running backs coach for making that emphasis this week. Just trying to eliminate stuff like that from happening.
When you look back at the third down catch, no catch, did you think you have it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I did. I was just switching it to get ready to stiff arm, and I ended up hitting it off my own self. So, but at that point in the game, we're trying to get that drive going. We're trying to continue that drive. catch the ball, get tackled. It is what it is. Keep playing. Obviously, I wasn't thinking that way. I wanted to make the big play as usual, and just a lapse of focus, and I left it up to the rest, and they ruled against it.
Is that one of those learning moments for football? It's the third down. I got to get.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. It's you got to know the situation. Just get it. Worry about the rest later. We'll come back and do something else. Waste some more time off the clock. Like I said, I wasn't thinking that way, so. My fault.
Hard to think that way.
Yeah, you always do, but it'll get you in trouble, as I've learned over and over.
Hey, Kerryon, how angry was this room after that Green Bay game? I mean, I would assume probably the most angry you've ever seen, and how difficult is it to get over that and kind of let that go?
Yeah, a lot of anger. But we left so many plays out there. We knew. We've always known we're a good team. They're a good team too, but. We really beat ourselves. We really we left some plays out there, including my drop, that really could have changed the way the game was going. And we were angry, but when you look down at it, we watched plays and film that we didn't make or we made that ended up negatively affecting us. And we're angry at ourselves, learn from it. Now we're on to Minnesota, and we'll try not to repeat those.
Another good team, obviously, this week. I don't know if desperate's the right word or whatever, but they're only 2 in the division.
Yeah.
What do you sort of expect from them?
I doubt. They know they're 0-2, but I doubt they're hanging that up on the board. Hey, we gotta win. No, they come out here to play because that's just how they play. I firmly believe they could be 0-8 in the division. They don't care. Vikings are gonna come out here. They're gonna play, especially their defense. Those guys on defense are hard nosed. Those guys love to work. They love to be physical. They love to play the game. So. I don't really think that's in their head too much. I'm sure they want to win, but they play hard because that's just all they know how to do.
What do you remember from the game last year where they had the 10 sacks?
Yeah, I remember us getting sacked a lot. They've got elite players. It happens. Games like that happen. You never want to see it, but it happens. So we're trying, obviously, not let that happen again this year. So it's a different year. We're different. They're different. We just got to put the ball down.
No touchdowns against them last year in either game. Just how difficult of a defense are they to navigate? What do you guys have to do to kind of remedy that?
We're going to have to play tough the whole time. They don't balls on the 10, balls on the 30. They're going to play. Every single yard is going to be hard to gain. And, they take a lot of pride in trying to keep offenses out of the end zone. And they've been doing it for however long they've been doing it. So it's going to be a tough game. We're going to have to battle. We're going to have to finish drives. If we don't get big plays like we've been doing, we've got to just grit it out, keep going and keep going and keep going, and eventually get in the end zone.
You guys, 2 more. Play a role in pass protection. So what's it like when Neil Hunter's coming through and you got to throw your body in front of him?
He's a big dude. He really is. He's a fantastic athlete. He's built, and he's 6'6", like 260, not an ounce of fat on him. So, but I look at my tackles. They got to go against me every single play. So if I can help them on 5 out of 10 plays, try to make their life a little easier. They make my life a whole lot easier. So it's just kind of a team effort thing. But yeah, it's kind of hard not to see him coming, or Everson Griffin for that much, or anybody coming.
And then I wanted to ask you, when do you get hit the hardest? Is it in pass protection? Is it in the goal line? Like when do those blow?
That's a good question. Goal line is probably definitely first. Pass protection is probably definitely second. Goal line, for obvious reasons. When you go down, is the worst in goal lines. Everybody crumbles on top of you. They don't care. Your own people are falling. But pass protection is really, especially depending on the type of player you're going against, because quickest way to the quarterback is a straight line. So they're trying to go right through you and get to staff. So those hits can add up. But honestly, they're actually kind of fun, though. It really is kind of an enjoyable thing to do. But I put those 2 at top.
Pass protection's fun, you're saying?
It is. It really is. It's a game. And like I said, depending on who you're going against, like I'm not pass protecting against Daniil Hunter all game long. So
those are probably the ones that are fun in the film room, right?
Yeah.
When you really
stick somebody. But it just really is. It's just you on him. There's no help. It's just who's gonna win this matchup, and those are pretty fun. So
thanks, guys.